Thanks for listening to the AZ Wildcats podcast. I am your host, Mike Luke, joined by Jason Scheer. We are going to talk a lot of Arizona baseball today, Arizona football recruiting, Arizona basketball, why some people can't pick up on hints, all kinds of different things. But first, I say, Scheer, that you and I have a little bit of credit in this Pac-12 championship for Arizona baseball, as we both showed up, even though they lost. We both showed up Saturday or Friday, and I do believe that probably was a little bit of the impetus to get them to the finish line.
I think what happened was they saw us, they felt that they disappointed us on that night, and they did, right? Like, they let us down. And I think they held the team meeting, from what I understand, and said, we can't let this happen again. And then Arizona goes and wins the title. We're not taking full responsibility. Most of the responsibility, it's us.
I would say the majority of the responsibility is us. We showed up there. We did what we had to do. They let us down, but then they got us back in the big picture. Now, oh, by the way, already Circle K remnants. Derek Pivko, the great Derek Pivko, we'll be talking about Circle K. Well, duh, man. Do we have oxygen in this room? I mean, we will be talking about it. And let's see here. Jerry Reyes. I was there, back the A. Great game. I also backed the A at Circle K for some adult refreshments. Dennis Walsh, very, very good. We like this very, very much. All right. Now, joking aside, Scheer, Arizona, this was a pretty awesome story this year. Picked to finish 9th. Chip Hale, the man that will not surrender, brings in a very, very good pitching coach. They win the conference in its last year. Arizona baseball, Jason Scheer.
Yeah, it's a really cool story. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's, they picked to finish 9th. Keep in mind, there's only 11 teams. So
who doesn't have a team?
Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Dion took all the baseball money.
I was going to say, take all the baseball players.
Yeah. And, no one expected them. I mean, even if you thought they'd be better than 9th, you didn't expect them to win the conference. I mean, Oregon State is a team where if they win the College World Series, it wouldn't even be an upset. Like, they were the clear favorite to win. And for Arizona to do what it did was pretty remarkable. And I love it when Arizona wins titles in the last year of the Pac-12. I think that's awesome.
Arizona definitely put its stamp on the Pac-12 on its way out. Shout out Dave Hickey, my friend. Dave Hickey. We will get back to Dave, but very good stuff. Arizona football finishes 11th in the country. Arizona basketball wins the conference. Arizona baseball wins the conference. Tennis, Arizona softball, the great Erica L. Day making this point as well.
They play Oklahoma State next weekend. That's going to be tough. That would be a pretty big upset if they win, but
either way, we will bask in the glory of all of this, though. A banner year for Arizona athletics, Jason Scheer.
We did it. When we started the Back the A movement, this is what we had in mind, Mike.
Now, Scheer, are you going to give Dave Hickey some credit here? You got to give Dave Hickey some credit.
Yeah, why not? I don't care. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, we was. So we got, that's very, very good stuff. All right. Now let's talk a little bit of Arizona. Let's talk a little bit of Arizona baseball and what it means going forward then for the Wildcats. I do think that, listen, you are really where it's super regional or bust for Jason Scheer and the My Bad Chip Hale movement. You've been very resolute. You have not moved away from this. But if Arizona baseball does get to the conference, or to the super regionals, you will say My Bad Chip.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. It's basically a Sweet 16. They don't have to win. They make it a super regional. They win their regional. All for sure. That'd be awesome. I just think, Arizona baseball has a very rich history. Like, it is a very good program. And I don't think it's crazy to say, okay, if he makes it to the Sweet 16. Now, look, I'll admit that if they get screwed in the regional and they get put with like the number 1 team in the country, right? And they get screwed, I'll probably lighten up a bit. But if they go to a regional that they can win, similar to like softball, I'll kind of hold resolute.
We have high expectations here for the University of Arizona baseball team. We will find this one out, though. Big shout out, though, to our good friend Chip Hale. You did a very, very good job, Chip. We are very happy with it. Now, do you want to go to Arizona baseball, or do you want to go to do you want to go to Arizona basketball or Arizona football next?
You want to just get basketball out of the way?
Let's get basketball out of the way. But first, one thing that can never get out of the way is the BetMGM Sportsbook app. Here is the deal, my friends. Sign up for BetMGM. Use bonus code PHNX. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app for at least $10. You'll receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if the bet loses. Check out the show notes for full details. And now let's hear Shane Diefenbach with the disclaimer.
Bets expire in 7 days. One new customer offer only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Yeah. All right. Now let's talk a little bit of Arizona basketball. All right. Very much like the people on your board. They are almost all smarter than me, but they did not pick up on hints. I do not know why they did not pick up on hints. They did not pick up on hints, though. We're going to talk about somebody in a second that Arizona fans should keep an eye on. But first, why don't we talk about Joson Seinon? I know I sound like a broken record here. I do not believe Joson Seinon is coming to the U of A. I would love to be wrong on that. I will definitely believe that one when I see it. I have a multitude of reasons to believe that. Scheer, what say you?
Nothing has changed, and I don't know how much clearer we could be. I don't think I've ever said with a player that I truly believe will be on campus that I'll believe it when I see it. With Seinon, if he arrives to Arizona's campus, I will apologize and say I am wrong. Until he goes to Arizona and enrolls in a class, right? I am very skeptical about his arrival. Let's just say that.
I will.
Here's the easiest way. He hasn't signed with Arizona.
Right.
So, like, if he was a guaranteed Arizona, he would take a pen to paper tomorrow, right?
For sure. That's kind of where we're at, though. With Seinon, and keep in mind, I don't care what somebody says via a tweet. This means nothing to me. This is literally what somebody is, especially when they're not the one making the decision.
What is a trainer, and he's a great trainer, and I get it, but what is he going to say? Seinon is committed to Arizona, so technically he's going to Arizona next year. That will probably change eventually, and then everything is accurate at the moment. If you say Seinon is committed to Arizona right now, he is committed to Arizona right now. That doesn't mean he's going to be committed to Arizona 10 minutes from now, right? That's just how things are.
Exactly. And again, I still think it's very odd that he never mentions KJ Lewis. It's always conversations with Caleb Love and not KJ Lewis. Again, if I'm wrong, I will gladly say I'm wrong. But Scheer, I do not understand why people are not understanding this, especially when we say that there's other issues around it that aren't necessarily pertaining to the kid.
My guess, and this is just a guess, is I'm assuming Caleb Love will come back. Now, I don't know if he's made that decision final, but I'm assuming, let's just say, when Caleb Love announces his decision to come back, I think the Seinon news drops very quickly. There is no way they play together. And from what I understand over the past 48 hours, parties would be surprised. It may not have to do with Caleb Love's decision anymore.
But Jason, he tweeted that. He said they're on the same page, though. They're on the same page, though.
There's a lot of stuff surrounding that kid. We'll just see about that.
We will leave it at that. All right. So now let's talk about Miles Kelly, somebody that is very, very interesting here. You need to look at him, an Georgia Tech wing, average 14 or 15 per game the last couple seasons, somebody that I would expect Arizona to get in on. There's obviously a connection with Damon Stoudemire. Damon Stoudemire has said nice things about him to other people around the program. This is somebody that I think Arizona is going to This is something that I think that Arizona is going to pursue. I do not know if they will get him, but he would be a nice little addition. And assuming Seinon moves on and you bring in Miles Kelly, I think at that point you have a very, very nice, roster. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know if Arizona's going to go all in on him yet. I think you can't necessarily do that yet. If Caleb Love stays and Seinon stays, by stays, I mean Seinon leaves and Love stays in the draft, I think Kelly becomes your top target, right? Like you have to replace those guys. If Love comes back to Arizona and Satan leaves as expected, I think it maybe becomes a little harder to land Kelly because he's had starter type of minutes.
Right.
But I think you still pursue him because he is a scorer. That's what he does. And if you can land another scorer, you go and do it because, there's been times even last year where we thought the team was offensively talented and it became Caleb Love shooting and no one else wanted the ball. So, you can never have too many guys that want to go out and get buckets, especially at the college level.
Yes. So that is very much where we're at with that. Miles Kelly, though, I do believe would be a nice fit. I also think that if Arizona were to get him, I would be very, very comfortable with that. I would feel very, very comfortable with that perimeter. Jaden Bradley at the point, Caleb Love, KJ Lewis, Delorso. I'm never going to get that name right.
You almost call him Del Taco. You're definitely going to call him Del Taco during the season.
Anthony Del Taco. Anthony Del Taco.
There's no doubt about it. You will call him Anthony Del Taco after a game.
Yes. And then we also have who else was it? From drawing a blank.
Let's just say you have Kelly. Kelly can play the 2 and the
Kelly
3.
would be very, very nice as well. But again, Kelly can score. Kelly's a pretty athletic dude as well. He would be if you could get him to come off the bench and play 18, 19, 20 minutes per game. Now, I won't say that he's going to average 18 points per game, though. I will not say that.
Well, no, 22. That's going to be the challenge for Arizona is the way the roster shakes out. You're recruiting a guard to come off the bench. And we should make that very clear because we've made that clear too. KJ Lewis is starting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hayden Bradley is starting.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that again about KJ Lewis?
KJ Lewis is starting. Arizona's starting backcourt is set if Caleb Love comes back. So you have to convince a guy like Miles Kelly, who played a lot of minutes last season, especially for Georgia Tech. I'm gonna actually look it up because I know I looked at it the other day. I was like, man, that dude plays a lot. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. He played 32 minutes a game last year.
Right.
So can you convince him to come to Arizona and play 20 to 25, but win? I don't know. But I will say this. Damon has been very helpful during the process from what I understand.
Damon has been very helpful with this.
And if it comes down to Arizona and another school, I actually think Damon would tell Miles Kelly, "Hey man, you should go to Arizona." I really
Damon Stoudemire backs the A. Yes, this is true. This is very true, Joseph. He did throw it, and I am right. He is wrong. KJ Lewis will 100% start. There is no way that KJ Lewis will not start. Now let's talk about minutes here for a second with Miles Kelly because here's where I find it very, very interesting. So Jaden Bradley, I believe, is going to play 34 or 33 minutes per game. Something like that. Low 30s. How about that? We agree.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. I think Caleb Love and KJ Lewis, who is starting, I believe will both average about 30 minutes per game. How about that?
Yeah, I'm laughing at Christopher's comment.
Yes, exactly. Hey, Christopher, be nice to me. Be nice to me. I'm a fragile soul.
Yeah, I would say Caleb and Jaden are probably the team leader in minutes, right?
Yes. Now, that also means that Delorso, I think, would be behind Miles Kelly in the minutes realm if you were able to get Miles Kelly in here. Because I believe Delorso is very comfortable with the minutes. Whatever he plays, I think he's going to be happy. It's kind of a Philly B situation, although he's much better than Philly B.
Yeah, I think 15 to 20 for Delorso is fair.
But I also think you can get 20 minutes out of for. I think you can sell. This is what you sell. You sell Miles Kelly on 20 minutes per game.
Yeah, you rotate a little more at that 3, basically. Like you have combinations with KJ and Caleb and Delorso and Miles Kelly. Those are the guys that are kind of switching around.
So that's where we were at, though. But again, I very much would like having Miles Kelly in here. This would be very, very good. So we will find out about this one. But can we both? Hey, how about this, Scheer? We both said that Miles Kelly is far from a lock to come to Arizona. But we would both be far more surprised if Sanon was on the roster than Kelly. How about that?
Mike, I can't be more clear here. And
I know that's why we have to spend
we're getting kind of annoyed. Look, crazier stuff has happened, right? It wouldn't be the most shocking development of all time. But I'll put it like this. I would be more surprised if Sanon comes to campus than if he doesn't. That's
how about this? Significantly more surprised.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We will leave it at that. We will allow you guys to say if you want to hang on the tweets. You can. Oh, the great question by Dennis Walsh, the great Dennis Walsh. What about Miles Kelly and the Spacers? Ooh, this could be an issue for the Spacers.
What does he shoot from 3?
It wasn't good. I looked at his field goal percentages. Udafo will not like
his field goal percentages are not good. He was super down this year. 32% from 3. Okay, this is the Spacer, though. Let me explain why. Okay, he takes 7 3-pointers a game.
So could we be? So he is a spacer.
Yes, he is a spacer. 7 threes a game, and he shoots 32%. So if he gets hot, when you shoot 7 threes a game, you have the ability to. So boom, I'm looking right at it because I looked it up. Miami, Mike, he was 7 of 11 from 3.
Right.
That changes the game completely. Notre Dame, 7 of 15 from 3. So he would actually be a guy on the roster that Arizona doesn't have, where he's my man is putting up threes.
Yes, exactly. Hey, by the way, Udafo just messaged me literally right now as we were talking about Udafo. And so, again, very, very.
He hates him, right? He hates this guy. He hates.
No, we're going to find out. I am very curious. Let's say, what do we think about Udafo? Is he going to be out on Miles Kelly initially?
Yes.
Udafo, very smart, very good poster. Is he going to be out?
Yeah, he hates Miles Kelly. That's my guess.
We are going to say that he hates Miles Kelly. Udafo, you will Defoe. Yeah, I know what it is, Brad Rich. I do not care. I will say it the way I want because I said it the wrong for the longest time. Just like I say,
it's you Defoe, like you're our enemy.
Yes, yeah, Udafo, Yodefoe. All right. Anyways, so Miles Kelly. That's where we were at with that. Let me timestamp this one. Okay, now. Let's talk a little bit about. Let's see here. Okay, now let's talk about Arizona football. Arizona football, we told you, was going to have a big recruiting weekend. And they did have a big recruiting weekend. We told you that they were probably going to get a flurry of commitments. Guess what? They did get a flurry of commitments. And these were positions of need. Now, it's going to be interesting to find out how good some of these players are. I think there's still some more stuff that we got to figure out. But why don't we start with the Stanford? Why don't we start with the Stanford kid first? Now, again, sack and a half last year, but he's big. He's also from Stanford. Arizona needs depth. He's not going to start, but could have some potential.
Defensive end, from what I understand, I look at him as being like a Jeremy Mercier type of role. You line up as a defensive end. You could kind of drop back a little bit as well. The thing with him that I like is his numbers got better every year. And I know they're not insane or anything, but Arizona is going to be playing in a more aggressive defense. You could do much worse depth-wise than landing a multi-year player at Stanford who's played 30 games, whatever, at Stanford. I like the pickup. Like, to me, when you pick up a guy like him that's been around Stanford and played good opponents and put up some decent numbers, what's the downside, right? Like, and he knows he's not starting. He's not starting over Trey Smith or Ty Ty. I'm not sure anyone in the portal that Arizona has a chance of landing would start over those guys. I found out, do you know the starting, just to get in the conversation? I found this out from a good source. For a defensive lineman, just to get in the conversation, not to land them, what do you think the starting price is?
6 figures.
Yeah. $300,000 just to be in the conversation.
That's Dylan Anderson money.
You can't even start, and you can't even be a part of the conversation unless your starting number is 300, and then you go from there.
Wow. Interesting. 3. That's wow. Well, you know what? Kids.
So it's like everyone's like, oh, I want to star defensive end. That's going to cost you $750,000. And for football, it's different, right?
Do you think we ever reach a point where they start capping stuff at some point?
Yeah. I think it's going to collapse at some point where the return on the investment, the lack of return on investment becomes obvious, and these guys stop throwing crazy money around.
Like Washington. Washington's going to suck. You bring in Great Osibor for $2 million. What's that going to do? You're still going to go, 17-15?
And even Washington fans were like, yeah, that's crazy. The only decent explanation I got for Great Osibor was Washington fans said, look, we know we're not going to be good. We make the tournament our first year, and Sprinkle can use it as momentum. That to me made sense, but is that still worth $3 million or whatever?
No, it's not. It's not. All right, now let's talk about the corner from Miami, Freeney. This will be fascinating to see. He had some pretty good offers originally, and I say that Arizona has a gaping hole at that other cornerback position. I think that they got to add more corners, to be honest with you, than just this. Tacario Davis, we know that Tacario Davis is an absolute stud. Totally get it. But opposite, that is a massive hole. I do not, I like G7, but I do not believe G7 is a starting Power 5 cornerback. Arizona has got to be able to improve that, because that is one of the positions that I almost said Jed Smith. Jed Fish did raid when he left. Ephesians Price-Hawk is obviously very good. He's kind of a turd, but he's very good. And is it Jordan Shaw or Josh Shaw? I can never remember.
There's a Josh Shaw that went to USC.
USC, and he fell out of an apartment or something, remember?
Yeah. This is Jordan. Yeah.
I think it's Jordan Shaw, yes.
Yeah,
but either way, both those guys are really, really good. So Arizona has to be able to replace, or not replace, but at least get passable.
I think it's pretty obvious that Arizona needs a starting corner. And like you mentioned, like G7 showed potential, Carnley showed potential, but Arizona doesn't have, this sounds bad, but Arizona this season doesn't have time for potential, right? Like this is the year. Like, let's just be real here. The roster is going to look significantly different 2 seasons from now than it does this season, right?
Right.
So they need
they got to win this year, man. I know it's a tough position to put somebody in, but they got to win this.
Marquez Killebrew is the guy that they like, but until he recovers from his herniated disc surgery, you don't really know how that's going to go. They do like him, though. They do think he has talent. Freeney is a guy that they brought in with the belief that he's good enough to start. We don't know if he's good enough to start yet, but this is a guy where, he had more offers coming out of the portal. And then there were other schools that basically didn't offer, because as soon as he entered the portal, he was going to Arizona. Like I talked to him through the entire process.
He wanted to back the A from day one.
Yeah. Like I talked to him through the process, and he didn't even mention any other schools. He's like, I'll let you know when I'm visiting Arizona. Like he knew. Only visit he took, only school he mentioned, all that. But he's a guy where, like, coming out of high school, like Oklahoma offered him, or coming out of San Mateo, I mean. So, like, this dude had Miami, Oklahoma, Indiana, Louisville, Colorado. Like, there were good schools. Obviously,
you know what he is. I don't know that I have any expectations for him, but he's a high upside prospect. How about that? Yeah. That's where you're trying to get. You're trying to get a high upside prospect that has potential. Maybe he's no good. I do not know, but you need to be able to take players like that, Scheer. We agree.
Yeah, for sure. And if he hits what Arizona hits or thinks he's capable of, he'll be the other starting corner.
All right, Manny Nunnery. Manny Nunnery, a very large man. Another spot that we've talked about pretty much all offseason. We do not feel comfortable with that other linebacker spot opposite Jacob Manu. I guess, I know Justin Flo. I know there's a lot of people that are going to say, Mike, you're going to look like an idiot with Justin Flo. I do not believe that he's going to start next to Jacob Manu. I say you're wrong. But Nunnery, though, is going to have a chance to be able to play, period.
Yeah, they want one more linebacker. Now, they wouldn't even be recruiting Nunnery had Alec Marengo not done what he did with Kansas State and all that, but he did. And now they're on Nunnery. They want one more guy. That's it. They've zeroed in on Nunnery. I believe there's a couple other schools involved, but the visit went well from what I understand.
He's a very big kid.
Yeah, he's similar to Flo. He's a little better in coverage, but he is an athletic freak. And he's a guy where, another high ceiling guy, right? Like you have Tate Brown, you have Kamwela, if those guys are if Nunnery doesn't hit, those guys are pretty solid. But if Nunnery hits and he is what you think he is, all of a sudden you have a really good linebacking core.
All right, Joseph, I would like nothing more than to start a my bad flow movement, but I need to see it. Keep in mind, you got to keep in mind here, I was pushed hard by a lot of people when Boswell had a really good game against ASU to say, oh, what about the my bad Boswell movement? I said, I will not do this. I need to see more. Guess who was glad that he did not give into the naysayers, into the pressure feeders? I will do this with Justin Flo, but I need to see more. Period.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we just need to see a coaching staff that wants to play Justin Flo. And I think
Danny Gonzalez,
and I think Danny Gonzalez has a right idea where he's just flat out said, like, look, we know what we can do well, and that's the only thing we're going to ask him to do.
All right, now, let's talk a little bit about the running backs then. Alonzo Carter. I like Alonzo Carter. Don't really know much, but, I mean, everybody I've talked to said seems like a really good dude. I do have a question, though, on this, and this is more of an open-ended question. This is not a proclamation. I keep getting people that say, well, he's the ace recruiter. He's the ace recruiter. I get all that. My question is this. And maybe some people, different strokes for different folks, but generally ace recruiters are not at San Jose State this late into their career. Is he an ace recruiter, Scheer?
So I've asked about this, and from what I've been told, there are multiple jobs that he turned down. He is a Bay Area guy through and through. Like, that is where he came up in the coaching. That is where he went to school. That is like, he is a through and through Bay Area guy, and he's very close with Brennan. And like, he would have stayed at San Jose State if they made it worth him staying, right? Like, right. It is that type of deal. And the only guy that basically he would follow would be Brennan, right? Like, I'm like, let's look at like Scotty Graham, for instance. I know for a fact Scotty Graham had other offers, but he stayed with Jet, right? Like, there's things that you're loyal to and whatever. And I think that Carter's just one of those guys. I get where you're coming from, though. And I think there is a level of difference in recruiting between San Jose State and Arizona. And I think Zoe needs to kind of prove it at Arizona, but I believe that he will.
All right. Like, give you an example. Dante Williams was a terrible coach, but Dante Williams is also a great recruiter. The kind of kids that he was able to get on campus here at the U of A and had committed was just insane. And generally, that's the progression you get with recruiters. Is they go to USC, they go to Georgia, they go to places like that. I'm certainly not saying that that's not going to be the case with Alonzo Carter. I'm just saying that I want to see it. Now, I do believe he needs to get one of these running backs, though. 1,000%. You need to get one of these running backs. You need to either get Riscano or Augustave. I will keep saying Augustave until I'm corrected because I love how that phonetically rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, I think they need to get one. And I'll say this, it's not going to be easy. Now that Colorado lost Rashad Amos, they're all over Augustave. And Riscano is looking at other schools. Purdue's all over him now. We'll see. I think Arizona needs to put a little pressure in the next few days to get one of these guys, and we'll see what happens if they bring in another running back or two this weekend. But they want two running backs. I think that's very, very clear.
Now, can we talk about – oh, by the way, Joseph, hey, E40 from Vallejo. Want to hear this? I'm from the VALLEJO. We're selling is all I know. I got low-speed wheat. Whatever your kind, and if you need it, I ain't hard to find. Boom! How about that? Was that good?
Dude, I was gonna call you. Aurora is into Tupac right now, and she wanted to rap a song with you last night, and she didn't believe me that you know every Tupac song.
Every single one. Every single one. I have proven this many, many a time, even in front of the great Tony Jones. Now, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, first of all, what is the relationship like with you two at this point? Is it still?
Oh, we're good. We talked the other day.
You did?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. We did. We really did. I'm not making that up.
Well, he's certainly old enough to go out and get drinks. So did you go out and get a beer?
I would have.
All right.
I would have.
So, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, though. Does he merit a mention at this point?
Oh, man, that was good. Here's what I could say. And this is as honest as seriously, this is full honesty, whatever. I was told by a source at Arizona that his eligibility depends on whoever you ask that day, right? Meaning
that's reassuring,
right? Meaning like Ole Miss is now saying he's not eligible, but when they took him, he was eligible, right? Like they said he was eligible, right? Arizona.
I don't understand. Well, I hate to interrupt.
I know, but Arizona said he was eligible. Now he's not eligible, and now it's literally the exact quote I got was, "It depends who you ask that day."
But everybody out there, you are all smarter than me. You're probably not smarter than Scheer, although there's definitely days when you're smarter than Scheer. We need to be all of you to get in on this. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, please explain to me how he is eligible. I do not. He never.
Yeah, I don't know. And the problem is too, Mike. Like this is when the NCAA just sucks because all they have to do is issue a ruling and tell these teams, "Look, this kid has no eligibility left."
But I don't even see what the debate is. He didn't take a redshirt year. He played in 9 games. That disqualifies you from a redshirt year. I do not understand this. We're even counting in the COVID year. I do
because
not.
I believe there are some questions with records and snap counts and given red shirts. I don't know. I do know that I will find out the story once everything is settled. That has been promised me by multiple people.
All right. So what you're saying is this: once the story comes out, you'll have the story.
People, from what I understand, they don't want to say anything because the NCAA needs to rule. And the problem is, like, if you're Arizona, do you take him?
I don't think you can right now.
He's talented hell, though.
What's that?
Like, he is good.
I do. Trust me. I totally agree. You were the one that said he didn't think he was that good. You pulled the Scheer. I don't think he's that good when he left for Ole Miss.
If you take him and the NCAA rules, like, there's a chance they don't rule on this until September.
That's why I'm saying I don't know that I can take that chance. I need another running back because here's the deal. We know that we know Rayshon Speedy Luke Pham and Quali Conley are going to play. Those are the only running backs that this coaching staff is comfortable with. Period.
I think you need two. You need two running backs.
You need to add two?
Yeah, no matter what, you need to add two.
I would take Krosky Merritt, but I need to merit another selection as well.
Look at you. Yes, two running backs no matter what.
Okay. Yes, I do agree with it. James Casillas, I agree with you as well. All right. Brent Brennan, you're not listening to the show because you probably have better things to do, but we have just solved the issue for you. You take Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, and you will also will get Augustave. That is who I very much would like. By the way, I do love seeing all these players leave Dion. It's very nice.
Yeah, that's weird. Rashad Amos, it was funny because we were told, I think I mentioned it on air, that he was going to go to whoever paid him the most.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried to commit to Arizona. They didn't pony up the money. Then he thought he was going to go to Washington. Scotty Graham said, you know what, never mind. I'm not doing what you want. Then he went to Colorado. Colorado did take him. And then Ole Miss said, oh, actually, we want you. And then he went to Ole Miss. He's basically tried to commit to 4 schools. And finally, he's going to Ole Miss, I think.
He's very good, though. Oh, by the way, I was asked earlier about let's make fun of smelly, rainy Seattle for a minute. Jonah Coleman doesn't like a monster truck stinking and wet. Very, very good point. And a very, very good point. Also, unfortunately, smelly, snowy Boulder. Boulder's actually a beautiful spot. It's not Seattle. But where we're talking about here.
Smelly towns.
Oh, yes. Jonah Coleman is going to start at Washington, and he's going to be very good, unfortunately. Jonah Coleman's good.
Yeah, he'll be good.
I was asked earlier. And Adam Muhammad, though, is also going to be very, very good as well. So we will find out. We will find out about that. I hate to say it, but I think we're underestimating Colorado. Why are we underestimating Colorado?
We're not.
I don't think so. Joseph, make the case. Make the case. I do not believe that we are underestimating Colorado. We will continue to mock. By the way, does every Colorado fan go away then once Dion leaves? They leave, right?
Oh, I could only hope so.
Yes. We have absolutely no reason to believe that they stick around. They say bye-bye.
Okay. I hope so.
Now,
Colorado fans are annoying. I love everybody.
They are very, very annoying. Yeah, Prysock's going to start. He is actually pretty good, unfortunately. So, with I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow, but I do believe, and I was talking about this with Prim on Twitter. You need to follow him, by the way. Prim's ZZZ something very good. Yeah. But I think you made a pretty good point that you got to win games this year. This can't be a 7-5 season. In my opinion, you got to win 9 games minimum. I really believe that because I believe that this roster, you've got to be able to build on this. If you go 8-5 or whatever the case may be, I don't know that this is a sexy enough staff, for lack of a better term, to be able to just really to be able to build off that. If you're 8-5, I think you've got to be in that 9-10 win realm. I think it makes things a lot easier than Scheer.
I'm looking to see what the win total is now for Arizona because I know it's moved.
Right.
I think 8-9 wins, probably 9. I think 9. Everybody's cool. Any more than that, obviously, you're awesome. 7 win. I think you get away with 8, right? You probably get away with 8. 7-5 and barely making a bowl game. Not
Yeah,
competitive.
that can't, because then I got a major question. Then I wonder, because this, let's be honest here, this roster is a good roster. There are question marks, but this is a good roster though. This should be and it's not like you look at any of the games, and it's not like you see Georgia or Alabama where you're like, oh crap, well, can't win that game. They could theoretically win every game. So they should be able to. I'm at that point. I need 9 wins. I need 9 wins, period. And we go up from there.
Yeah, so Arizona is a 7.5 point underdog at Kansas State.
I don't get the Kansas State love necessarily. They lost their quarterback and they got the freshman that I know that everybody loves, but
yeah, but you still got to
one game.
Yeah, you still got to win games. Quarterback is quarterback's an. I don't know if you know this, Mike. Quarterback is an important position.
That's the rumor that's been going around. A lot of people say, though, if you don't have a quarterback, then you don't have a team. I don't know that I agree with that. Anything less than 10 wins is a failure to me. I need 9 during the regular season. That's where I am at. I need 9 during the regular season, because there's a lot of teams that Arizona should beat the snot out of. Arizona should beat ASU. Arizona should beat Colorado.
Arizona right now, I told you they moved it. Arizona right now is at 7.5.
I take the over. I take the over. And we've been very, very good, Scheer, on calling our picks the last 2
I think
years.
Arizona wins 8 or 9 games. I really do.
Okay, that is what we want. Now it's time for the BetMGM parlay. Here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Scheer says that the Nuggets would have swept the Mavericks. He is wrong. They would not have swept the Mavericks. Scheer also believes that Minnesota is going to beat the Mavericks in 6.
Yeah, that I'm holding to that.
He is wrong. He is wrong. It has already been established. But I'm going to say that it's going to be Dallas and Boston. I'm going to go out on a limb and pick Boston to beat Indiana.
Wow. How many games you got on that one?
5.
That could be a sweep.
Yeah, 5. Although I do think that I am going to pick the Mavericks to win it all, though. Period. I do not trust the
Celtics too.
I do not trust the Celtics. I think the Celtics have too many betas.
Wow. No, I still got Minnesota in 6. I feel good about that.
All right. Fair enough. That's no, I'd love to be wrong on that. I would love to be. Ben's not playing though, and it's 2 ends, not 1 end. Big 12, Bobby. Come on.
Maybe they mean Ben one White.
Who do you think Ben one White is rooting for?
Well, you said what team had betas?
The Celtics.
Yeah, there you go. Ben strikes me as a Celtics guy.
By the way, I like Ben sends us a message. Ben, who moves into LA County when everybody is moving out of LA County, sends us a picture of some guy living in like a little storage unit in New York, saying this is what you get, for your $5,000 per month New York thing. And I'm like, Ben, you're moving into LA County when everybody's moving in.
This is literally what you signed up for.
Yes, Ben, this is literally what you did. Ben one White. We are on to Ben one White. Now, I do want to, by the way, I might have video. I came across this the other day. Don't hold me to this. I might have video of the physical confrontation between Ben one White and the elderly man that Ben was in the right on.
What?
I might have. A friend of mine who was, or not a friend, but a coworker was supposedly filming this because this guy was getting very unruly. He said he was going to go back and look. If I get the audio of Ben one White pushing this guy into the 1290 tent, this will be splattered all over social media. We will 1000% have a very good time with this year.
I mean, that'll be one of the biggest stories of the month of our lifetime.
No, because I remember here's the story, everybody. You all want to know the story. So we're doing the 1290 tent. Here's basically what happened. What happened during the pregames. I would be talking with Kelvin. Glenn Howell would be wandering around, not doing anything and mispronouncing people's names. Ben, though, was basically the one that would make sure that all of the, make sure that everything was good. And this guy comes in who I saw at the gym, and he would always, and he did this twice. He would push his way through Ben, and Ben would say, dude, they're on air. And he says, I don't know. And then, so finally, I told Ben, I was like, Ben, get him out of here, dude. He's getting on air. He's no, shoo. And then, so the guy kind of slaps Ben's arm away. So Ben pushes him out of the tent. And the guy went flying. It was amazing. The guy went like falling into like, like on the tent where you've got like the little, like the pole or whatever. The guy went in there and it was epic. All of the times that I've questioned Ben's manliness went all out the window there, Scheer. It was very, very impressive. Very impressive.
Ben is a man's man. I don't think people like Ben is, when you think of masculinity, you think of Ben.
That's what you think. You think of Ben One White. Now, look at this one here. Look at this one, JP66. Some people are saying it was Ben One White who fought Mick Cronin's dad in Vegas.
I didn't see it, so I can't deny it.
Who would you take in a fight, Hep C or Ben One White?
Can we just say that Hep C is the greatest name ever?
No, but that's his name. It's Hep C.
I don't know. Hep's tough.
No, dude, Hep's a fake tough guy, dude. Like, remember when they told Glenn Howell, LOL. Remember like when they told Mick Cronin that his dad was being assaulted and he pretended like he was like super scared and he had to leave the presser. Funny that nothing ever happened. Funny that nothing ever happened from that. It's almost like it didn't
no one
happen.
got arrested. No one, yeah.
All right, Aaron, we never heard anything. Oh, I heard Ben One White tried to give Mick some fruits and creams and Mick punched him. I mean, wouldn't surprise me at all. All right, now, game time. Now, let's just say that you want to get to one of these events. You want to get there, and you're like, man, I don't know how I'm going to get there. Scheer, I can tell you how. Game time, my friend. Game times. Check it out. Here's the deal, Jason Scheer. All kinds of good stuff. You have used Game Time. This is correct.
Yeah. I tried to use it for Chief Keef with you.
Oh, you did. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. And now again, take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. All kinds of good stuff. Yeah, no Circle K today. But you know what? That doesn't mean that we can't talk about Circle K. I was at a Circle K on the north side the other day. It was on like Oracle and like Hardy or Overton or something.
Wow. Look at you.
Yeah, no, it was way out there. I don't know why people live out there. But it was a very nice Circle K. Scheer, I need you to go to the Circle K though sometime because you guys like going to Portillo's on well, there's only one on by the mall. I need you because it's not that far off. I need you to go to the Circle K on 29th and it's either Swan or Craycroft. You will be impressed by this Circle K.
We'll see.
Are you telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance.
Oh,
I'm a little mad that why were you were in my hood and you didn't even come say hi?
Yeah, because I stay away. Well, first of all, I stay away from places that are prone to home invasions and rattlesnakes.
No, that's fair. You say it like that makes sense.
Bigger fish. What's going on with Cora?
She looks good now. All the dead skin came off. We got an appointment on Thursday with the vet. I'm guessing she needs surgery, but we'll see what type of surgery it is. Her eyelid is like out. Like it's like.
Can she see though? Like if you go like this, can she?
We think she can see. I mean, she can see at the other eye, so it's hard to tell. Her eye that she was bitten does look a little cloudy, so we're a little worried about that. But we're going to a literal eye surgeon on Thursday for animals, so we'll see what they say.
Wow. All right. Well, keep the donations coming in. She does look. Gringo Billy makes a great point. She looks much better, at least on the picture you sent.
Yeah, she looks a lot better because we had to get rid of all that. It's gross. The dead flesh, and then that was like I have to like rub it off, and the barnacle was really gross. Yeah,
but hey, Mike, what the hell were you eating? Oh, come on, man, dude, show some respect, Brad Rich. Buffalo spot. I get the same order each time. I get the large buffalo fries with an extra order of chicken, barbecue sauce, and an extra of the special sauce as well. It generally comes out to $17.19 or $16.21. It's one of those two. That's what I'm charged with. It is very, very good. It is very good.
All I know is I ate there once and it was horrifying.
Did your toilet get a workout?
Yeah, it was. The after effect was flat out horrifying.
Hey, did I tell you about somebody? And again, I don't know if this is really the spicy flavor. I can't do the spicy flavor.
That's what I did. I think I did medium hot.
No, that was stupid. It was stupid. You should just get barbecue. Play it safe. Now, bigger fish. I have it on good authority, and I need somebody out there to be able to confirm this. That why is Brad Rich's comment still on here? Sorry, Brad one. I almost said Brad one Rich.
Brad one Rich.
Why is the triple ply? Have you been to Costco? Because I've gotten divergent claims.
I'm actually going to Costco here in a bit.
Can you find out if there is the triple ply there?
There isn't, dude. I know there isn't, but I will double check.
Because somebody tweeted at me the other day and said there is triple ply there, but I've been told by 2 people there isn't triple ply there.
There isn't. Shelby is here. It's homesick as well, and she says there isn't.
Shelby, put Shelby on this. Put Shelby. We need to see.
She's laying in bed. She looks. You don't want to see this. Yeah.
All right. So now here's the next question that we need for all of you. Where in Tucson can we find triple ply?
I mean, you can get it on Amazon whenever.
Yeah, I don't want to order it on Amazon though, because I don't want somebody stealing some of it too. Because can you imagine being the deliverer and you see that you're delivering triple ply toilet paper?
Dude, they've ordered some come on. You know, can you imagine some of the stuff that those people from Amazon deliver?
Yeah, but I would steal the triple ply toilet paper. I would not be. Oh, Circle K.
Circle K can have it. They have everything else.
Now, but seriously, anybody out there, if you find triple ply, please let me know about this because I would like to find some more of it. It was a life-altering experience. Remember when I work at Costco, we don't carry it. Yep. Boom.
See?
No, I thought it was crap. I thought it was fake news because 2 people then immediately jumped in there and said, yeah, no, Charmin is not triple ply.
No. Triple ply is for very, very special people.
Have you ever tried the triple ply?
I haven't. I have not. Is it like super expensive?
Ooh, Sam's Club. That's not a bad idea. Sam's Club. I wonder if Sam's Club has it.
You should just tweet.
Yeah, that's a great. I'm going to tweet that after the show, and you will retweet it as well. Say, does anybody out here? We will find this out here. Yeah. Okay. Now, on that note, though, we've done some very, very good work here. Now, I need to know again if you guys are just guessing or if you're confirming that it's at Walmart. I have a hard time believing it is Walmart, Chris S. But I would like. That's how Sam's catches up by getting the triple ply. All right, now we did some good work here, everybody. We had to talk about Joson Sanon, smarter people than me, not picking up hints. Arizona football recruiting weekend. Arizona baseball. He is not here. Scheer is not at the My Bad Chip movement yet. This is true.
This is true.
But
I will be actually on vacation next week during the playoffs, but I will make a special appearance for you. I will pop into one of your shows if Arizona makes a super regional.
Where are you going on vacation?
We're going to California next week. We're doing a little Disneyland action. Going to see my sister. I'm going all week next week, Mike. I won't be on the show.
You're not going. Oh, you're going to be on one. You'll be on one show.
No. Well, no. Yeah, I will.
No, you will. You will.
No, I can't.
Sorry, what hints are we missing again? The hints are very simple. When I say it's not the kid, it's people around him that is becoming an issue. I don't know what else to tell you.
Look at me right now. Look at me. Zoom in, everybody. Take the assumption that Joson Sanon is not going to Arizona. And if something happens where he does, you will be pleasantly surprised, as opposed to the opposite, where you're disappointed if he doesn't come to Arizona.
Boom. Point blank. Period. Point blank. No.
Just that's a good question. You're going to have to cancel next week's show without me.
No, Ben One White. I should get Ben One White on one of those times.
Yeah, Ben could go on Monday.
Yeah.
Brad, one of those. Erica, another day. We're fine. We're fine.
No one said how Kobe did. Kobe's
not in the show today. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope he's okay. Maybe he's out looking for triple ply. All right. But anyways, I'm going to tweet this out later. Anybody out there, though, that does know, joking aside, I would like to get some triple ply again. That would be very, very good.
When I go to California, I'll look.
Oh, you're not going to get that. Oh, did I tell you about how I almost got into trouble supposedly shoplifting there when I had no clue? Dude, so you have to pay for the plastic bags or whatever.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. So I literally am walking out and the lady says, "Are you going to pay for that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I already paid for it." It was like $13 worth of stuff. And then she was like, she says, "Well, no, the other stuff." And she points to like the groceries. And I'm like, "No, I already paid for that. Here's my receipt." And she says, "I very much noticed that you did not pay for the bags." And I was like, "Oh gosh, all right, fine."
Dude, I'm so stubborn. I won't pay for the bags. I'd rather have like Shelby and the kids carry stuff. I'm not giving you money for plastic bags.
All right.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Bruce, look at Big 12 Bobby. Bruce Pascoe show next week.
Yeah, that is a good point. A time with Bruce. Oh, the only thing is though, is I got to connect the show with Bruce like 50 minutes early though, because then because of Bruce doesn't have internet. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out here. All right, Scheer, where can they find you doing your stuff?
WildcatAuthority.com, at Jason Scheer on Twitter, in the Wildcat Scoop podcast with Sick Shelby.
All right. Now, for Jason Scheer, I am merely Mike Luke. We will be back with you tomorrow. Oh, Scheer's going to be on Wednesday at 12:30, by the way, 12:30. So mark your calendars. Scheer's getting dental work, and maybe you can steal some triple ply from the dentist office there.
Whatever you need, Mike. That's a good idea.
All right. But for the venerable Jason Scheer, all of you out there, very much appreciate you, especially the one that can pick up on easy hints. I am Mike Luke. That is Jason Scheer. You have been listening to the AZ Wildcats podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.